Okay, let's run over some full body mobility. So we are going to start in a nice wee squat hold position, and what we're looking for is both of our toes and our heels on the floor and trying to get in as deep a squat as we possibly can and trying to keep the chest nice and high on this as well. From there, we are then going to go into some adductor work. So foot goes flat on the floor, we take it out to the side, and we're just moving back and forth here, drawing the hips back and then going back into the centre. I would tend to do this between 8 and 12 times each side. And if you are feeling some tightness in the adductor, i.e. the inside of your leg where your groin area is, then I would suggest slowing down the movement and taking your time with it and just running through some more repetitions till it's loosened off. From there, we're going to go into 90-90, so you want 90 degrees between your left leg, 90 degrees between your right leg, and we're just going to go through some movement patterns here, looking to lean onto the knee and just open up the hip flexors and the glutes. And if you need to, get that wee bit of extra hold at the end just to try and help loosen out any stiffness. Same idea as before with the adductor work. It is really dependent on what you feel releases some tension. If it's 8 reps, if it's 12, if it's 15, be my guest with it, take your time with it. We then want to go up into pigeon, and from there we want to make sure that back knee's on the floor, the toes on the floor, and we've got a nice 90-degree angle with the front leg here. We're opening up again the glutes and also the hip flexors. If you do really want to further this stretch, you can really lean down into it like I'm about to do here, where you lean forward into this position and start to hold a deeper stretch. It opens up the hips more, stretches out the glutes more, and it's just more efficient and effective. From there, we are then going to go up into a wee calf rest. So what we want to do is look at rocking back and forth here, taking the calf through a range of motion that gives it an adequate stretch. Same idea applies. We run this normally between 15 to 20 reps to give us the stretch that we're looking for. This time into an adductor hold, we want to go up onto the toes, looking to push the knees out with the elbows to give us the most stretch. We then want to go into some upper body work, looking to stretch off the shoulders and the chest by threading the needle, pull the arm through, and then looking to open up that rotational spine at the top. Same side, we're going to, or same idea on the other side. However, rep range again between 8 to 20 reps depending on what works. If we do need to hold it, then we can do it. At the bottom here, I'm resting on the shoulder and letting everything pull through and getting a nice deep stretch in the kind of mid-back region just behind where your rotator cuff is. This is going to be a great stretch for loosening out any tightness in the shoulders. So I would normally hold this between 30 to 40 seconds, but you can do longer if need be. Finally, we are then going into a wee upper body stretch where we want to go thumbs facing up the way, arms nice and straight, and sending the hips back, opening up the whole spine, the thoracic spine, before then going into some active work. So we are driving the hips nice and low. I try and keep my elbows on the floor and then pressing up, extending through that lower back. We don't want to hold this too long because we don't want to put too much tension on the lower back. But the more we can really sit into this and drive, get the most out of the movement, we will really feel the benefits. From there, we are taking some more active movement. Left leg coming up to meet the left hand, and we are opening up the chest. As you can see, I'm doing the same with the right hand side and opening up what you call your T-spine in the middle and getting a nice deep stretch through that, sinking the hips in, and you can even rock the hips back and forth to work the hamstrings. Finally, we're going to work some lower body hamstring work. We are really just looking to get some blood flowing here, between 8 to 20 reps, whatever feels good, to get some movement through the hamstrings. We're sending the hips back, and I almost look to catch my shoelaces at the bottom. From there, we go into some Romanian deadlifts, trying to keep a kind of semi-bendish in the knee just to release any tension, and then back up. On each rep, what I want you to think about is a nice controlled movement pattern and also breathing pattern. This is going to allow us to really feel the most in the motion and get a good quality depth through it, and that is